What did I, oh no. What's going on, YouTube? Just your friendly neighborhood young Chevy truck trying to bring out another video today. And as you can already see, I did not post a video on Friday at 9 like I said I was going to. And with that said, I'm going to be just doing away with the whole upload schedule thing because I don't want to promise anybody that I can do something when I can't. So I'm taking the whole upload schedule out completely. If you guys want to know exactly when I'm posting a video, you got to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know whenever I post a video, because from now on, I'm really just going to be shooting just from the hip. So it might be multiple videos a week, might be only a couple, maybe 2 videos a week, 2 to 4 videos a week. I don't know. During this whole corona times, the whole coronavirus times, can't make any promises of how I can move, you know? So I'm just gonna go ahead and say no upload schedule for right now. I'm really just gonna shoot from the hip and put videos out as I can when I can. So yeah, hit that notification bell for me if you want to know when that is. So today I'm actually gonna be working on the truck, obviously, but gonna be doing valve cover gaskets on the truck. And it's leaking really bad. I can't really see where the leak is coming from, but I can see that it's leaking on to the side of the engine by the oil filter, and then it's dripping down past the oil filter and then onto the ground. So hopefully it's valve cover gasket and nothing serious, because the leak just came up as soon as I only drove the truck once during the quarantine, once, and then it has a problem. So but it's the life I live. I shouldn't be complaining now. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tear it down and see if I can actually find the cause of the leak first, and then I'll go ahead and cut the camera back on, because I don't think this video needs to be a whole bunch of me doing, you know, valve cover gaskets. I feel like y'all have seen valve covers come off a million times. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay guys, there's been actually a new development in the finding an oil leak problem for my C10. Something I didn't even think about. But I don't know why it would go bad all of a sudden, but you know, these things are weird like that. Let me go ahead and show you. Alright y'all, so basically, I think the problem is my oil pressure sending line. The line that goes from that little port, the little oil port on the back of the engine block into the cabin and onto the oil pressure gauge. I believe that is leaking because it looks kind of wet back there, and it usually never does. So I think that might be my issue, and it took taking everything apart on this side for me to see that, but it will make a whole lot of sense because it's wet back there. Yeah, I think that's what the issue is, and honestly I'm probably just gonna end up changing the valve covers anyway, valve cover gaskets anyway, because they were leaking. Obviously you can see it, it's everywhere. They were leaking anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and change those. I got cork gaskets, and I'm gonna crank it up and I'm gonna see if I can actually look back there with my own eyeballs to see if it's leaking from back there. So I'm gonna go ahead and change these gaskets. Like I said, I feel like I don't need to show all of that, but I'll show you guys the new gaskets going on at the very least, so that you can see I did something today. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys another little update. Take a look at this little corner here. Make sure y'all can see it good. See that little line right there that goes from this way to that way? Right there. That's from a strip of tape that actually got under the seal, and I didn't even realize it until I was tightening down. I didn't even realize it until now, really, but I changed the valve cover gaskets a long time ago, and a strip of tape from underneath the truck hood got right up in there and kind of like sandwiched in between when I was bolting it together, and it left an impression. So it would make a lot of sense for that to be the problem, because this is how, say, the engine would sit in the car. This is the odd bank, and this would be the even bank somewhere over here in this neighborhood. This side is the side that's leaking, and my idea was that it was leaking from the top somewhere in here and dripping down the cylinder head and coming to the side of the engine and making it look like there's a leak in between where the cylinder head and the engine block come together, because it's leaking up top and dripping all the way down and trailing all the way down to this area right here. And then from there it goes and gets on the oil filter and drips. So I think this is actually my new issue, because that is definitely not sealing, and it would make sense for it to show itself more after we start really driving it and revving it, that little compromise in the seal would start leaking all the time. So it still might be the oil pressure gauge connection, but I figured I'd go ahead and show y'all that as a I don't know, learning experience for somebody. That might actually be the problem. Make sure before you tighten all the bolts down, do one of these and kind of make sure that everything is out from under the gasket before you actually tighten them down. That's what I'm gonna do today also. Anyway, so let's go ahead and put on the new gasket for that side, and then I don't think I need to show y'all the other side going together, but I'll show y'all at the very least this one going on. Alright, so I figured that's really all y'all really want to see in terms of work. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, the other valve cover gasket, and I'll just get back to y'all when it comes time to actually cranking the truck up and testing to see if the leak is gone. But I feel like having a little tear in the seal right there in that area and revving it really high is the combination of that starting to leak. So I really hope that that's the problem. I really hope I fixed it, but I still have one more crutch, which is the oil pressure sending line might be leaking. That's my last resort. If nothing else fixes this, then that has to be the problem. Like if the valve covers don't fix it, that has to be the problem. So I'll go ahead and just show you the finished product when I have the gaskets on, crank it up, and then we'll see if it's still leaking, and if it is, then we'll check my last resort, my crutch. Alright, so it's come to my attention that I think that I had this valve cover on the wrong way. I really hope I don't have the other one on the wrong way. I don't think they come in a set. I believe they're ones that you buy individually. But notice there isn't like a little rim. There's no rim on the outside right here. And it is one on the other side. So this is probably the one that should go on the outside, because that's where most of the oil is going to sit. So I really hope I don't have the other one the wrong way. I'm going to go and try to attempt to take a look. If it is the wrong way, I'm just going to roll with it, and push come to shove, I'll buy more of these valve cover gaskets, and I'll swap the other one. But I would hate to have a combo that doesn't leak and then take it all apart. I would like to test and see at the very least that if it still leaks, and if it does, then I'll go back, swap this over to the right side, and roll with it. But you know, let's go check, just make sure I put it on the right way, and then we'll make that decision. Alright, now my calculations are correct. I should be able to feel a rim, and okay, so I feel the rim the whole way on this one. See if I can feel it the whole way. Nope. Okay, so this one is correct, because this one right here, notice, see if I can zoom in on that for y'all. The rim has a little divot on the inside, so it's like full, and then right when it gets to there, it gets a little bit more shallow. I'm thinking that part needs to go on the top, and so everybody's always got a floor by my house. Basically, like I was saying, there's that little rim right there, and I think that should go on the inside, and I'm almost certain that it wasn't on the inside over there. So there's the little rim right there, and the engine, it was sitting like this in the car. So yeah, this was definitely on the outside. So yeah, that was installed wrong. Alright, well, learn something new every day. Alright, so now I know the right way. And the other one is on the right way anyway. So we win it. We win it. Alright y'all, so I think I got pretty much everything back together. New valve cover gaskets are on, and yeah, everything should be good. But I do think that when I crank this thing up, I'm going to see, I'm still going to see an oil leak, just because of the fact that I do see a small stream coming out of the, I need to figure out what that thing is called, but the port where you put your oil pressure sensor. Is it a sensor? Can you call it that? Basically, the tubing that leads to the engine, between the engine and the gauge itself, that connection is leaking. And I think I know why. I don't think I put the right sealant, the right kind of sealant on it when I first put it together. And now that sealant has been kind of eaten up by, you know, the oil, because oil breaks stuff down. So I think that the lack of the right sealant has caused that connection at the back of the engine where my oil pressure sender is getting, you know, its oil pressure from, where my oil pressure gauge is getting the oil pressure from. I think that port is leaking because it doesn't have the right sealant on it. Just wanted to make sure I could get that point across. That was that was hard. But anyway. So I'm not seeing any coming from the same spot, but that port definitely is leaking, and I probably will have to go and just replace the line. Well, no, not replace the line. I could probably just go ahead. I think I have a lot of extra. I think when I first put this whole oil pressure gauge system together, I left a lot of extra line on purpose. So I should be able to just cut what's there and just get the new fittings to go ahead and put them back on. I believe there's a little like crush cone sort of thing in there that I have to get, you know, new ones, because you can only use them once. Put a new one in there, crush that, and then we should be good to go. Put some new sealant on there and we should be good to go, because I think I used the wrong sealant like an idiot, but it is what it is. I think I didn't use ultra black. I must have used something else, man. What did I use? Because it's white. It's white stuff. It's not like black, like, you know, like ultra black sealant is. And the ultra black stuff is like the most powerful. Well, not the most powerful, but it's best against, you know, oil. Like oil won't break it down that easy. And so I think the oil just broke that down really easy because it's not the right sealant. And then there you go. So let's see. Do we have a leak? Okay, I just got something else. What did I, oh no. Wow. I failed majorly just now. That is lame. That should stop leaking, but that is such a fail. Wow. Hey look, I'll show y'all my wins. I'll show y'all my losses. Definitely a loss. It just ate right through it and then started spitting out all over the place. Should have checked that. But we learned a lot today, so I can't even be mad. Alright y'all, I want to go ahead and end this video while I got some sunlight. This was such a rookie move, but I'm going to go and probably get a whole roll of this kind of line, because I'm probably going to need it in the future anyway. It only costs a couple bucks. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to fix this whole situation. But other than that, pretty successful day today because I didn't know what the problem was. Make sure y'all can see me. I didn't know what the problem was initially, and I actually thought the problem was something kind of, you know, on the more toward the severe side, but turns out it's not. It's not the valve cover like I thought. It is actually the little thing that I thought on the back of the engine, where the oil pressure gauge connects. So, I mean, what can you do? I mean, things like this happen. I'll definitely have to come up with a plan on how I'm gonna change that and fix what I just did today. Just making more work for myself. But anyway, y'all, I feel like this video's probably long enough. I really appreciate you guys watching. It's so cool, man, because like even when I don't post a video, like I said, I'm going to y'all to still like, man, just get to it when you get to it. And I really appreciate that. So just like that, y'all, I really appreciate y'all watching. I will see you in the next one, and have a good one.